morning, Ifako. Good morning, Lagos. Good morning, Nigeria. Good morning, Ifako. Good morning, Lagos. Good morning, Nigeria. Good morning, Africa. Good morning, planet Earth. How are you doing today? It's a beautiful morning to you. And I would also like to say Happy International Youth Day to all young people in the world. It's August 12th, and today is International Youth Day. We are from Ifako Radio, streaming live from Ifako Radio to the world, and we'll be giving you the newspaper review today. My name is Kolade at Adogbajale, and here with me is
Esther. Good morning, Ifako.
Yeah, good morning, everybody. And I think you would also like to say Happy International Youth Day, or what?
Happy International Youth Day to all the youths out there. Today is our day. Let's enjoy it. You deliberate, enjoy, showcase what you have, and just stress around. It's the International Youth Day, of course.
Yeah, exactly.
In honor of all the youths.
Exactly. That is a day set aside by international the United Nations to celebrate young people, the cultural background and ideas of young people. So, well, from Ifako Radio, we are wishing you the Happy International Youth Day. So, we'll be starting our newspaper review from security observation from Punch newspaper. Security observation from Punch newspaper, which says police arrest motorcyclist with 3 human skulls in Ogun State. Police arrest motorcyclist with 3 human skulls in Ogun State. The news reads that the police command in Ogun State has arrested Kadri Owolabi, a motorcycle rider who was allegedly in possession of 3 human skulls. CSP Omolola Odutola, the command spokesperson, disclosed this in a statement in Abeokuta on Tuesday, and she said that in search of his luggage by the mobile police officers, that led to them observing the 3 human skulls, which this happened around 2 p.m. on Monday on the Ijebu-Ode-Ibadan Expressway at Refugees Camp Junction, Oru Ijebu. During the exercise, officers intercepted Owolabi, who was riding a motorcycle. The search on his luggage led to the shocking discovery of 3 human skulls. It says that the preliminary investigation subsequently led to the arrest of another suspect, Jamiu Yusa, age 53, behind Ijebu, the local government secretariat. So, the information we are getting from Ogun State is that where during a stop and search process along Ijebu-Ode-Ibadan Expressway, they met Kadri Owolabi. The police met Kadri Owolabi and they found 3 human skulls in his bag. This is so disheartening. 3 human skulls means not less than, according to statistics and mathematics, it means that not less than 3 people have died. So there's tendency that they are even more than that, but not less than 3 people have died. So what do you see about this? 3 human skulls in a motorcyclist bag. It's not like it's a doctor or a surgeon.
Also, go give it to some people that make use of human parts and the rest.
That's what's happening.
I thought people like that have actually stopped. I never knew they're still in business.
Yeah, sincerely speaking, I think it's more rampant around that area because when you check on news almost every day, you always get the security information from that part of the world. And I think what the police command over there, they're actually doing their work because most of the information we get is that most of these people, they are usually apprehended. But then we need to do more. And the high level of rituals and all these juju in quotes is very, very high over there. So I just want to plead with the police command over there and the IG of police in Ogun State to also the commissioner of police in Ogun State to also please do well to engage in sensitization, because sometimes enforcement without sensitization is just like a 50% thing. Because if you just do enforcement and you don't sensitize people on the pros and cons, on other ways to survive, on other ways to get money and wealth, you just keep doing enforcement and you keep pursuing. So we need to work on the prevent attributes.
So the state governments, we are actually leading that you increase the work period so that at least we can get more people. Because for him to have 3 human skulls, then that means there are others that are also doing the job.
Definitely.
It can't be
I believe he's going somewhere to deliver those jobs.
And also, as they've apprehended him, he can also give links to the other people he's working with.
I hope so.
Okay, I'm still on the punch. I have here. Custom intercept 10 billion naira worth of arms, expired drugs. Custom intercept 10 billion naira worth of arms, expired drugs. The Nigerian Customs Service on Monday said it intercepted 16 containers carrying contraband, including arms and expired pharmaceutical among others. The Comptroller General of Customs, Adewale Adeniyi, stated this while showcasing the seized containers to journalists in Apapa. He explained that the importation of containers violates law and threatens the peace of security of the country. Today, it gives pleasure to announce the seizure of 16 containers of goods whose importation violates our laws and threatens our collective peace and security. The duty paid value of all these seizures is more than 10 billion naira, Adeniyi said. Giving details of the seizure, Adeniyi explained that on the receipt of credible information, a 40-feet container with registration number MRSU 6407089 was jointly examined by officers of the NCs and National Drug Law Enforcement Agency. Adeniyi added that initially the container was adjust clean, but a secondary search by the two agencies revealed the concealment of 202 cans of Colorado loud, that is Canadian draw. Each of these can weigh 500 grams, and the total seizure involved in 101 kilograms. However, the intel available to us suggests that it is not only about drugs inside the container. Acting on the advice, the CAC was directed to deploy scanners and subject its containers to scanning. And when this was done, arms and ammunition were discovered inside the container. Two pump-action rifles and 25 cartridges of ammunition was discovered. Also discovered was one Smith and Wesson pistol with 55 rounds of ammunition, one blank and several accessories added. He mentioned that other seizures include 7 containers of expired drugs, prohibited medications, 3 containers of expired food items, particularly margarine, and 3 containers of absolutely prohibited use clothing. This is actually disheartening.
Very, very.
How would somebody stay? Like you will stay and you order, you just think of ordering expired drugs, ordering harmful drugs from outside the country down to Nigeria to come and sell your what?
The funny part of the news you just read is that they said the drugs there are expired, but the harmful ones are not expired. The Colorado and the loud are not expired, but the ones that are medication that can be useful are expired. So everything in that vehicle is just negative to humanity. The firearms, I would have said medications are actually good, but when it's mentioned that they are expired, it definitely is detrimental to human health and safety. So kudos to the custom officers. This is a big one. And then I would just like to say they should just do more because importation is on a daily basis. Things keep coming into Nigeria, into Lagos State, into every state every day. So I think people, the custom officers, the security agencies on the borders, kudos to you. And this is just a challenge to do more work because a lot of people are out there restless and ensuring that okay they cause more harm than good to society. So we also want to urge the security agencies, particularly those at the border, to also do more work when it comes to checking goods and whatever comes into the states. So this leads me to, because today is International Youth Day, I will actually read from a news that is very, very roaming on the social media. That's actually has to do with the National Youth Service Corps. That's a news of this lady that a certificate has been withheld and she was told to extend her service here. So this says Showore leads protest at NYSC headquarters over Raye's withheld certificate. Showore leads protest at NYSC headquarters over Raye's withheld certificate. Human rights activists and former presidential candidate Omoyele Showore has arrived at the National Youth Service Corps headquarters in Abuja to demand the discharge certificate of female corps member Rita Ugwamaye, popularly known as Raye. Showore on Tuesday morning was accompanied to the headquarters by some activists, including human rights lawyer Effiong, who also serves as Raye's legal representative. In a statement shared on his X handle on Monday, Showore has stated that the move was to ensure she received a discharge certificate, and Showore also vowed to ensure justice for Raye. He said by 9 a.m. tomorrow, we will resume at the Maitama, Abuja headquarters of the National Youth Service Corps to receive discharge certificate of corps member Uche Rita Ugwamaye Raye, who has successfully concluded her compulsory service, he wrote. However, the NYSC stated that her certificate was withheld due to her failure to attend the mandatory April 2025 biometric clearance and not because of any critical remarks she made about the federal government. Yeah, I recall that we saw on social media, particularly on X, that
Welcome to Ifako. Bluetooth mode.
Um, Sorry for the break in transmission. So recall that Raye also few weeks ago she made a statement on X Space, and she said that Lagos is smelling, and she also accused the federal government of the notion of saying Lagos is a very very good state when it comes to economy and all of that. So she made a particular statement that Lagos is smelling, and it is known that people have this freedom of expression, freedom to say whatever you want to say. But then I think it is also important that as a young person, it is good to give kudos when the government is working. Fine, you can criticize them constructively, but of all the things to see in Lagos, I think Lagos is many shouldn't be top of the list. It should be maybe some part of the last, not of the top of the list of the observation coming into Lagos. So Showore, the former activist, the former presidential candidate and also a renowned activist in Nigeria, made a vow that he, together with other activists, they are going to Abuja to ensure that Rai gets a certificate, an NYC certificate. And NYC, the NYC have said that, okay, certificate being withheld is not because of whatever statement she has said according to what the social media is saying. It is because she failed to make a biometric that's thumbprint in April. And this we all know for people who have served or who are serving, knowing that you have to make your monthly clearance. That if you don't do biometric, it is believed that you didn't serve for that month. So
I read in the news that she went there for the little clearance, but the woman pursued her away.
yeah,
The
well,
woman refused to have to do the clearance.
well, definitely, I believe. I'm not on anybody's side here. I'm just acting. I'm responding according to the information I have here. But I believe for her to have been there and then she was not allowed to do a clearance, definitely something is fishy. So we never can tell. We look forward to receiving more information about that on news, and we will be here in Ifako Radio to give you more updates about Raye's situation.
Okay, that's I just hope she gets a discharge certificate. But she has coming up. She has gone through enough for this
Yeah,
advice.
12 years is no 12 months is no joke. 12 months is no joke.
Okay, on the punch I have here still on the NYSC, there is a sad news. We have a police probes coppers death in Bauchi Lodge. The Bauchi State Police Command has launched an investigation into the sudden death of a serving member of the National Youth Service Corps in Dambam, local government area of the state. Punch Metro gathered that the incident happened in the early hours of Sunday when the deceased, identified as a 28-year-old Uwoke Chukwuebuka, was found unconscious in an apartment provided for corps members in the community by his colleagues and the corps licensing officer. The state police spokesman, Ahmed Waziri, confirmed the incident in a telephone interview on Monday, saying the commissioner of police had ordered a preliminary investigation. The command received a complaint of sudden and natural death on August 10, 2025 at about 9:20 a.m. The Dambam local government corps licensing officer came to the Dambam divisional police headquarters and reported that on the same day at about 8:30, all corps members who were Christians serving the local government were preparing for Sunday's church services when they noticed that one KD Chukwuebuka with state code number BA225A2069 did not wake up, as we said. It's a sad news looking at it. The copper is this is the serving copper in Bauchi Street. And their copper's lodge didn't wake up on Sunday after the prayer service. And they had to get an alarm. Another one would have caused his death. For him to have slept Saturday night and not waking up on Sunday.
This is so disheartening. I just pray may the gentle soul rest in peace, and I pray for comfort for the family of the deceased. According to the information he gave, it says that it was a natural death. So, well, I think autopsy can still be done to know exactly what has transpired over the night. So, whichever way it is, we just like to say, may the soul of the departed rest peace. So I see President Jonathan in government 2027. I wasn't the one who said this. It is Seri Mudumu says that he sees Jonathan in Aso Rock as president in 2027. So the news says the general overseer and founder of Mount Zion Divine Gospel Ministry, Prophet Bomadi Seri Mudumu, has predicted a possible return of the former president, Goodluck Jonathan, to Aso Rock in 2027, saying he saw Jonathan emerging victorious if he decides to run in the next presidential election. So Prophet Seri Mudumu, known by his followers as the field marshal of the prophetic and secret revealer of Niger Delta, shared the prophecy during a service on Sunday at the Paradise City Zion. So according to him, in spiritual vision, he saw a flag of the People's Democratic Party flying above others, with former President Jonathan raising it, signifying his triumph. He further declared that Jonathan would govern for 4 years and usher in a period of economic prosperity. He said, and I quote, "I see President Goodluck Jonathan Asoro leading this country again. If he chooses to run in 2027, he will return as president. There will be prosperity and the people will rejoice," he proclaimed. Wow. It's a very, very big one. Well, I think over the years we've not really heard and particularly when it comes to politics, he has not really shown interest in rerunning as president. And for the People's Democratic Party, I think we've known the flag bearer to be the former Vice President Atiku. So now this prophet saying he's seeing the former president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Goodluck Jonathan, holding the flag of the People's Democratic Party and flying above every other. Well, this can mean I'm not the one who gave him the inspiration. I didn't receive it, but then I think humanly speaking, it can mean anything. Anybody can hold flag above other flags, and well, whichever way it is, I think it is a good one. And according to him, he said if he runs, that is, there's still a clause. It's not that he's seen it automatically. He said if he runs for presidency in 2027, he will become victorious. So I think this is a good challenge to the former president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Goodluck Jonathan, His Excellency, that you should just take the leap and then let's see what is going to happen. And I'm very, very sure that other presidential candidates will also have their own prophet to say that I see you in the position and all of that. So this is Nigeria. Let's see how things unfold.
Yeah. If he actually decides to come back, it now depends on the party you want to go for. I know Nigerians again, no Nigerians can be Charlie with the help of his wife.
Okay, yeah. I think she's going to really assist when it comes to social media.
With the help of his wife, I would actually let me say
that trend
it
will be there.
it might be lucky. Because Nigerians will need some.
I think she's not a doctor. Yes, she's not a doctor.
Wow,
Yeah.
great.
She's not a doctor.
Okay, I have on the Vanguard. I don't understand what's happening with aircraft these days. Orally I-bomb air passenger charged to court remanded in Kirikiri prison by a Gufe, Yafuboli and Dixon Omobola. Female passenger Comfort Bob, who allegedly assaulted the bombed air crew and clashed with airport security at the Murtala Mohammed Airport in Lagos, has been remanded at Kirikiri Maximum Security Prison in Lagos. The 26-year-old lady yesterday appeared before an Ikeja magistrate court sitting in Oba, Lagos, for allegedly causing chaos aboard on Ibom air flight shortly after it landed at the Murtala Mohammed Airport, Tamil 2, MMA 2 Ikeja. She was remanded by the court also. The Airline Operators of Nigeria, AON, has placed her on no-fly list indefinitely. However, the Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development, Mr. Festus Keyamo, condemned the release of indecent footage on the unruly passenger. Meanwhile, presidential candidate of the Labour Party LP in the 2023 poll, Mr. Peter Obi, has condemned the arrest and persecution of an unruly passenger on an I-bomb airplane, saying that the treatment meted out to Bob was worse than the punishment inflicted on Wasiu Ayinde, who engaged in an altercation with valued jet staff and airport officials at the Nnamdi Azikiwe Airport in Abuja last week. Comfort Bob charge. Bob, whose address was not provided, is facing a 5-count charge bordering on disorderly conduct, assault, and malicious damage. offensive set to contravene the Federal Airports Authority of Nigeria (FAAN) bylaw and criminal law of Lagos State 2015. Let me just stop here. What's happening with people on aircraft these days? I don't understand. First it was it's when they now it is this lady. I don't understand. And now she just went to prison for nothing.
I think it is finish. It is finish that is causing it because I don't know why you want to do something like that on an aircraft. But first it was Quam 1. I think we can see we have Quam 2 now.
Like this, she wanted to trade or so.
Because
Quam 1 happened last week.
yeah, that one was even funny. That one was even funny. Like you were standing. It is finish now. It is finish. The first person to stop aircraft. So, well, I think that from the news now, comparing the judgments of Quam 1 to Quam 2 allegedly to this lady's own is there is different actually, and I think it is more severe on this lady. But I would say from the footage released, there was no place I haven't seen. I'm talking from my own personal opinion now. I haven't seen any footage where King Wasiu Ayinde was assaulting any other person. I have not seen. If there is any, maybe it can be released, but I have not seen. So, but I saw where this lady was actually slapping someone, and then she also hit that person's camera. People were trying to console her and ensure she calms down. She was just aggressive on everybody. So I think if people are complaining about the resultant, that the punishment being severe, and I think whatever has resulted to it, ours was more severe because his own was just him standing like he was just giving himself a sacrifice. Like, okay, this is what I want to do. But then, if you compare it to this lady, she was using other people as prey, hitting a lady, hitting security officers, and she should understand that she was amidst tens of people who could just apprehend her. But then these people were trying to understand that okay, you have right to exercise your franchise, but she was not using that opportunity well. So I don't think well, I'm not a lawyer, I'm not a judge. I think she has her own lawyer and she has people around her. Definitely the aircraft also we have their own lawyers too. But I think, talking from my own personal opinion, she should face justice and justice should be served because she attacked people from the footage because she attacked people which she should actually pay dearly for. Yeah, I think that one was very severe. That's actually very severe because being on a no-fly list is not something. I think for Palm 1 it was just for 6 months. Yeah, so being on no-fly list for it's just like saying indefinite strike. Indefinite strike can be actually 1 day and it can be 100 years. So being on no-fly list and just like a life ban.
Does the ban just refer to only Nigeria or both international?
It's a no-fly list. You're not flying. You're not flying. Except you want to become a bird. You're not flying. So that's just it's because of our misconduct during the approach and interaction with other people. So how coalition can stop Tinubu? This is coming from Osun Tokun. How coalition can stop Tinubu? And we all know that Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu is the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So Chief Akin Oshitokun, former political advisor to President Olusegun Obasanjo, director of presidential campaign of the People's Democratic Party in 2011, and the director general of the Obidati Presidential Campaign Council of the Labour Party in 2023, in this interview, shares his thoughts, among others, on socio-political happenings and permutations ahead of 2027 polls. And he's telling us he wants to unveil how coalition can stop Tinubu. So, says the polity is witnessing defections across party lines. Won't it for the 2027 election? This is a platitude. Any trend towards one party dictatorship is not good. That the major facilitator of this culture is prevailing quasi-unitary casino economy. The embodiment of this insidious system is over centralization of power in the executive. So, he's saying at the other end, there are unpopular candidates who would require the president's support to get them into office. the other name of this state capture is one-party dictatorship. It is the logic of this trend that is playing out in the politicking of other parties. So from this information, it's saying that coalition can actually stop President Bola Ahmed Tinubu from running for 2027 presidential election. And we all know that from reactions, it is obvious that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is interested in running for the 2027 election. And we've also been seeing over the weeks, over the months, that there have been coalition from one political party to the other, from one candidate, or let me say aspirant, to the other. So coalition. I think someone has said, and I usually say this over time, that most of these, particularly the ADC, which their coalition is very, very popular, the ADC, someone said, and he said that ADC is a party composed of opposition candidates, like people that are just there for, that are there against the present government. And I think the idea and the constitution of a political party shouldn't just be anti-party; it should be for the progress of people. So, and I think this is the thing that people want to use against government. Well, it is just logical that when you want to unseat someone, you come together to form one voice, and then when you unseat the person, you now go with your own diverse idea. Well, I don't think it is very, very good if the sole aim of a political party is just for opposition. Or what do you think?
Yeah, about the ABC, they just came together just to propose APC. But now, they're still having issues in their own stand. So if this person is saying coalition can unseat Tinubu, I mean, they have to agree first from their own parts. They have to be in one thing. Because now everybody is wanting to be, party A wants to be in here, party B wants to be in here, all is still in the same APC. So if they can just come together then with their strength, it's possible. We can't say it's possible.
Yeah, let's just see how it unfolds. But funny enough, the person who gave out this information is the director general of the campaign council of Obi, that's Peter Obi, and that's it. So, and looking at it, Peter Obi has not really agreed to join coalition. He still wants to go as the presidential candidate for Labour Party, whereas the former vice president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Atiku Abubakar, has been beckoning on him to actually join the ADC to run as his own vice presidential candidate. But then Peter Obi is running as a Labour Party candidate. So if the former director general of the presidential campaign council is saying this, then definitely I think it's just a way to cajole him and to buy him into joining the ADC so that Atiku can run for president and Peter Obi for vice president. My own opinion.
Okay, on politics again on the punch, I have here panic in ADC as EFCC goes attacking members. Panic has gripped the African Democratic Congress as the Economic and Financial Crime Commission allegedly targets key members of the 2027 coalition who are working to unseat President Bola Ahmed Tinubu at 2027 election. This comes as the EFCC on Monday interrogated former Sokoto State Governor Aminu Tabuwal, a member of the coalition, over an alleged fraudulent cash withdrawals amounting to 189 billion naira. Tambuwal, who governed Sokoto State from 2015 to 2023, arrived at the EFCC headquarters in Abuja around 11:30 a.m. and was taken in for questioning by investigators. And EFCC source told the Punch that the withdrawals were suspected to be a violation of the Money Laundering Prevention and Prohibition Act 2022. The source said former Sokoto State Governor Aminu Tabuwal is being held over allegedly fraudulent cash withdrawals to the tune of 189 billion naira. That's actually a serious case.
Yeah, it's a
Going
huge
after
one.
ADC.
189 billion naira is no joke. So what I just want to say about this is that the EFCC should do their job because we've been hearing. I think a couple of days ago we also heard the issue of EFCC and young boys in Abeokuta, OP or to be precise. So EFCC just do their job, and while doing their job, is just ensure that they do it with all level of integrity because we acquired 189 billion naira in a very straight way, in a way that it is not publicly pronounced, then definitely there is more to it. There is more to be bought. So definitely, and I just want to say EFCC to continue to do their job, and kudos to the EFCC also. Uh, there is more to people that are actually in the space of money laundering and other uh, vices. So, EFCC, kudos to you. Please continue to do your job and do it with utmost integrity. So, the part I will be taking last for my own news is a news that is attributed to Lagos State, which says we won't lie to residents. Lagos will continue to experience flash flooding. I wasn't the one who said this. So, the Lagos State government has admitted that residents will continue to experience flash flooding due to realities of climate change and other environmental factors. It, however, reiterated its commitment to ramping up infrastructure to provide lasting solutions across the state. Commissioner for Environment and Water Resources, that's Honorable Tokunbo Wahab, stated this during a television interview on Monday, noting that in the last 2 years, the ministry has cleaned over 50 kilometers of secondary collectors and dredges, and maintained also about 38 primary channels across Lagos. Honorable Tokunbo Wahab recalled the recent 14-hour torrential rainfall that affected parts of Ikorodu, explaining that remedial measures were immediately deployed. According to him, a contractor had dammed the downstream area to allow construction to proceed, but was instructed to free it once the rain began so that stormwater could recede. Communities in low-lying areas such as Agboyi, Agility, Itolowo, and Ajegunle were advised to relocate temporarily to upland areas until flood water subside. Honorable Wahab also disclosed that the Emergency Flood Abatement Gang, that's the EFAG, had cleaned about 666,000 meters of drainage systems and manholes across all the LGAs and LCDAs in Lagos State. Well, this is telling us that we cannot shy away from the fact that Lagos is a land of aquatic splendor. We have a lot of water in Lagos. So, and I just want to say kudos to the government of Lagos State, particularly our Governor Babajide Olushola Sanwo-Olu, and the Honorable Commissioner for Environment, Honorable Tokunbo Wahab, for what they have been doing in maintaining and ensuring that Lagos is actually safe for human health. So we just we highlight Oliver, we will always want more. So, and this is also a message to people that live in lowland areas, like I've mentioned earlier, people in Agboyi, Ketu, and all of that. They should, if it is possible for them to actually relocate for this period of flooding, because we can't do without having climate changes. It happens everywhere, not just in Lagos, not just in Nigeria. Climate change happens, so it is just biological and something that we cannot do without. So we just want to urge the government to continue doing their job and ensure safety and good livelihood for people of Nigeria.
Some way or the other, like, we are also the ones causing flood.
Yeah,
The fact that our drainage system, everybody just keep throwing things inside the drainage. I went somewhere last week and surprisingly, also my shock. I saw the house because they opened the drainage. They wanted to bring out the sands and the waste inside. And because like you see heap of sand and waste. And I was like, I had to ask the bike man, I saw this thing come out from this drainage.
Yeah,
Don't
that's
say
true.
yes, man. That's what they're facing. And if you see the road when rain falls, it's flooded.
Yet
But
when
I don't want
everything
to be
happens
flooded.
negative way, you blame the government.
I don't want to be flooded. Look at what they brought out from this water. They're very big, like very, very huge.
I think
Oh,
change begins with us.
it's still our
Change
fault, though.
begins with us. So we should this is just a little sensitization from Ifako Radio to people of Lagos State at large, Nigeria at large, that change begins with you. You should maintain waste, dispose your waste properly. If you don't dispose your waste properly, it can lead to flooding, and flooding can lead to loss of lives and properties, and that's not a good one. So let's learn to dispose our waste properly. And also, we urge our government to help us do more when it comes to the issue of flooding in Lagos State. It is an all year thing, and we look forward to having it receded.
Okay, let me just take one lastly. Federal government wants 3598 workers of dismissal, others fresh verification. The Federal Civil Service Commission has ordered 3,598 civil servants who missed the 2021 verification exercise to appear for a re-verification, warning that failure to do so will be taken as evidence of holding fake appointment letter. The exercise will run from Monday, August 18 to up to Thursday, August 28, 2025, across various ministries and government agencies, including the Federal Ministries of Agriculture, Defense, Education, Justice, Works, Information, Science and Technologies, Aviation, Finance, Interior, and the State House. A document dated August 4, cited by our correspondent on Monday, directed all affected officers to check their names on the Commission's website, the Office of the Head of the Civil Service of the Federation website, and on the notice board of the ministries. This is actually a good one from the federal government, trying to know those fake workers. And it said the ones that missed 2021 verification should go back. If not, we consider them as fake workers. I was it last week we saw when the federal government noticed some fake appointments in custom and dismissed them. So it's a good one that they are actually doing, getting those fake people out and the ones that are incompetent, trying to get them out. Kudos to the federal government for this work.
Yeah, I think modern day time is usually call them ghost workers. Yeah, a lot of people are on the payroll of the government, but then they're actually not working. They're not doing their job. They are just there because they know someone or because they've worked there before, or we see issues of someone who is in position who is supposed to be paying 10 people's salary for 10 people's job, but you employ 6 people to do 10 people's job, and then you get the payment of other 4 into your own personal account. So I think the verification would be a good one, and I hope that it is done discreetly. I hope it doesn't affect people that are doing their own work judiciously and are trying to make a living from it. So if the government wants to do verification about fake workers, I think it's a good one. You also let us know how well we are directing our finances.
Okay, thank you very much for joining us today on Newspaper Review. Ifako Radio here to the world. We always bring you the headline news